Welcome to the Share the Transformation Initiative podcast. I'm your host, Ernst Fenelon Jr. This is episode 2. This is where we move from inspiration to implementation. In the last episode, we talked about what was transformative to me and events and ideas. But as I said, if that's all we're talking about, then I haven't done my job, which is to create a blueprint or help you to create your own blueprint from inspiration and information to implementation. Because transformation doesn't happen when you feel something. It happens when you do something and do it consistently. We talked about discipline is doing things that you need to do and want to do even when you don't feel like it. So consistency is going to be the key. So I'm going to give you some practical steps that you can start using today. As a matter of fact, we'll want to take the MIA step, which is massive immediate action. No matter where you are in your journey, 1,000-mile journey starts with that first step, and you'll only build consistency by starting and then doing it over and over again till it just becomes automatic. So one of the first things we want to do is you need to audit your current reality. One of the biggest mistakes people do is they don't get honest first. If you don't get an honest perspective of where you are without beating yourself up, but honestly just taking a look and seeing where you are, then how can you change what you're doing to change what you're getting? One of the first things you want to do is begin to question and check what are you thinking about your opportunities. How do you talk to yourself? So one of the first things is check your beliefs about what's in front of you. The change that you're thinking of implementing, what's in front of you? What is your beliefs on it? Then what are your thoughts? Because then those two, your belief and thoughts, they affect what actions you're going to take. And your actions are directly responsible for what results you get. If you don't like your results, then you can reverse engineer, take a look at your actions, then from your actions, your thoughts and beliefs, and then you rewrite the script from there. So the first thing is you need to audit your current reality. You need to be able to stand and look in the mirror for at least a minute. Look at yourself. Really honestly observe and take stock of where you are, right? Where you are in your finances, your habits, your environment, your circle. Not what you wish it was, not what you would hope it would be, but what it actually is. Because clarity creates direction. In a world where we have GPS and all this automated instructions and navigation, they give us usually very clear steps to take, even though someone like me can continue to get lost, even with a navigator in my hand. But the clear steps are there if we really listen and take a look and apply them. So right now, we're going to turn this into implementation. I need you to get pen and paper. Yep, handwriting. I highly suggest handwriting, not typing, because there's a mechanism between when you write with your hand, you retain more. So I want you to write down 1 to 3 areas where you know you're out of alignment. Because see, the key is to get into alignment. What is that alignment? And that's part of the conversation we want to get into. In my book, 3 Things That Everybody Wants to Know About You, in the 5-step plan for life success, in the 5-step plan for life success, we get clear on what are your dreams. And once you get clear, what are your dreams? What really excites, inspires, and drives you? Then we get into goals and SMART goals, specific goals, really get clear. And in the process, we go over what I call the 5 F's, right? The 5 F's are faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. Once you detail what those are, then you will really be clear what you want alignment to look like. So begin to define what does those 5 F's mean to you. Once you get the picture of your alignment, then write 3 areas where you're out of alignment. And then we want to write down 1 to 3 steps, no more than 3, of small steps you're going to take today to get more into alignment. So if we take fitness and you're out of alignment there, then the idea is, what 3 steps can you do to improve that? One might be to drink more water. Another one might be to actually go out and exercise. A quantitative amount of exercise. Run a mile, 20 sit-ups, 20 push-ups. Something you know that you will absolutely kill it, something you'll absolutely complete. Not something pie in the sky, something that you will complete for sure. Because consistency is built on small steps. Not doing these big giant steps and then a week later you will not want to do them. So that's the first thing. So write down those areas, be consistent with getting the clarity of your alignment, and then 1 to 3 action steps you're going to take today to get into alignment with those areas that are out of alignment. Next, we're going to go into build a simple system. One of the things I talked to somebody about, and I think this is most important, especially going into the weekends, you need to have a power hour, a golden hour where you sit down and you map out what is your week going to look like. Once you have your blueprint, what the 5 F's mean to you, what is your dreams, your goal, your plan, then schedule according to those 5 F's. Where is your faith? What time, what day, what space do you need in your faith? I would suggest put that down first in your weekly calendar. Block that out. Then family time. What does that look like? Block that out. Then fitness. Where's that going to show up? I've discovered that if I don't do my fitness generally right now in my life in the morning, it may not get done at all during the day. If it gets too late, then it's really difficult for me to get it done. So I prefer to do it first thing in the morning. Get up, get gone, get it in, then I can know that I got it in and I'm good to go for the rest of the day. It powers me up, it drives me, it creates the energy that I'll need to drive the rest of the day. So where does exercise come in for you? I'll stick with that as the primary mode. But you want to begin to set a time and really plan out your week. Don't let your week happen to you without you having your plan in place. Yes, things are going to go differently than what you planned, but at least you have a blueprint of what your week will look like. And of course, definitely schedule fun. Where will fun come into play? What does fun look like for you? Make sure you schedule that as well. One of the things I found of very successful people is not only do they schedule their power hour, but they make sure that even the things called fun, they schedule time to not be on work and be able to do that. So it's very important. You want to come up with a system that will allow you to schedule what's important to you. Another big one is change what you're consuming, right? So as we move forward, let me back up real quick on the golden hour. Do you have a written planner? Is this something that you have in your computer or something that you have a planner pad or planner book where it has the calendar and you go through and you write things down? Whichever way you do it, make sure you have a system in place where you can put in what blocks of time for each of the things that are important to you and have that in place. Next comes change what you're consuming. If you want to change what you're getting, you got to change what you're doing. And part of that is what you're consuming. What does that mean? That means what you're consuming, whether it's with your mouth in the sense of food and drink, whether it's with your ears, what you're listening to, what you're putting into your brain, your eyes, what you're looking at, what you're reading, all of those are ways of consuming material. Like, would you put water into your gas tank or sugar or milk into your gas tank? Of course you wouldn't. You know that would have damaged the car. The same way you have to look at your brain and what your mind is consuming. And you have to really pay attention to that, because garbage in, garbage out. Good stuff in, good stuff out. What podcast are you listening to? So I'm going to challenge you as we look at this. If you keep feeding your mind the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results. So what are you going to feed it differently? They say that we repeat our thoughts. 95% of the thoughts you thought yesterday are repeating today. That 5% is the area where you get to change. So what are you consuming? What books are you reading? So I challenge you, what book are you reading? What book will you get? Whether it's at the library, bookstore, what book will you begin to consume today or make effort to get today? So you can begin to change the script that's in your mind. What podcast are you going to listen to? You're listening to this one, that's a great start, but there may be some other ones you want to listen to when you're on that long drive. So 2 things I'm going to challenge you in this area is, what book are you reading and what podcasts or what are you listening to, particularly when you're driving? So in closing up about consuming, we want to replace negative content with growth content. Replace draining conversations with intentional ones. Replace noise with learning. You can't think your way into a new life unless you change the information you're taking in. Take action today. So if you've been waiting for the right moment, that's your first mistake, because all you have is now. This is it. Transformation isn't a mystery. It is a method. It is a process. It is not just a decision. Decision is the first step. But then you have to come up with the method and the process. Audit your life, build a system, change your inputs, set up your golden hour, take action immediately and massively. If you're serious about transforming your life and not just talking about it, stay connected as we're building through the Share the Transformation Initiative podcast. Because this isn't just a podcast, this is a movement. This is Share the Transformation Initiative, where transformation is not just possible, but it's actually practical.